In this PowerPoint, we will be discussing the connection between the cardiac conduction system, which provides the electrical stimulus for contraction of the heart muscle, and an EKG, which is basically the form we use to graph the changes of electrical currents throughout this system. It is also called an electrocardiogram. All right, so here I've provided a couple photos. So the first two on the left are kind of the action that is happening in the yellow square. So that first one is the signal gets sent out by this SA node, which is the sinoarterial node. These are specialized cardiocytes in the upper right corner of the right atrium. These are known as the pacemaker. This sets the pace of the heartbeat. Second photo will be the AV node, that second yellow dot, the atrioventricular node. These are also specialized cells in the lower left corner of the right atrium. This kind of continues on that SA signal and sends it down to the ventricle. So on the right, this is a full graph of the heartbeat. These are kind of set apart in parts. So the P wave is basically when that SA node sends that signal throughout the atria. This causes that depolarization, that little bump. So here I am showing the QRS complex. That's that second really big bump in the graph. This is caused from the AV node signal that spreads throughout the ventricles. This causes the ventricle to depolarize and the atria to repolarize and relax. So you'll kind of see that on those bottom left two photos. So AV bundle. This is a nerve-like collection of specialized cells, again, that come off that AV node that we talked about in the previous page and descends to the interventricular septum. This is delayed and not cell to cell like usual kind of cardiac cells, so the ventricles have time to fill with that blood. Bundle branches. These are two cardiocyte collections that branch off of the AV bundle and carry the message down to the apex of the heart. You will kind of see these bundles in gold on that bottom left photo, kind of spreading through. The Purkinje fibers are the last one. They're small nerve-like branches that kind of extend throughout the walls of the ventricles. This kind of helps distribute that signal to the heart's myocardium. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about the T wave, that last little bit, number 5 in blue right there. So this is generated by the repolarization and relaxation of the ventricles. So you'll kind of see that on that bottom left photo. It's just starting to kind of move up, and then that right is it's fully relaxed. I also wanted to kind of touch base on systole and diastole. These are very important for the heartbeat. So systole is when the heart is contracting, or specific chambers are contracting. And then diastole is relaxing of the heart. So different situations would be during the P wave, when it leads to that atrium contraction, that's systole. During the QRS complex, there is systole when the ventricle contracts, and then there's diastole when the atrium is repolarizing and relaxing. There's one more that I want to touch base on in that T wave that we talked about here. This is where when the ventricles are kind of slowly relaxing, that is also diastole.